succulent roast turkey is surely the main dish everyone will be thankful for. Flavored with an herb, garlic and citrus butter, this turkey is slow cooked to perfection. Hi, you're watching Plating It with Wendy, where I share with you recipes which impress with ease. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and share it with your friends and family. And if you haven't subscribed already, click that subscribe button, and while you're at it, if you hit on that bell icon, you'll get notified every time I upload a new video. Now, let's get started. Before we get to the bird, let's prep our herb-infused butter to flavor our turkey. Today we're going to go in with 3/4 cups of unsalted butter. You basically want to use 1/4 cup for every 2 kilograms of turkey. Now I like to use rosemary to flavor the butter. So I'm just going to go and take off the leaves and we're going to chop it down fine. We're going to put about a tablespoon of the rosemary into the butter. And to that we're going to add about a tablespoon of thyme. Just going to take off the leaves of that too, without the stalks, and add it in. You should keep the stalks because that can be used to flavor the gravy. You're just going to cross chop it down fine, keeping one hand on top of the knife and going across. Chopping the herbs down is going to help to release the oils, which is going to flavor the butter better. And we're going to add that to the butter. And we're going to flavor the butter with just 4 garlic cloves for the entire turkey, because turkey is a very delicate bird. You don't want to be too harsh with the garlic. We're going to use our garlic press so that we get the smallest bits possible. Now for a little bit of zing, we're going to go in with the zest of 1 lemon. This is going to give that lovely fresh flavor to the turkey. And for a little fruity flavor, we're going to go in with the zest of half an orange. Now let's mix this all together. Wow, this butter is going to be so full of flavor. It's going to make this turkey a turkey to remember. You could use this compound butter also for roasting a chicken. Wow. Can you see that? Now to turkey business. This Thanksgiving, we're going to go in with a 6-kilogram bird. And I'm using a fresh bird, so I left it out of the refrigerator for about 2 to 3 hours before prepping it. If you're going in with a frozen turkey, you'll want to keep it in your refrigerator for at least 2 to 3 days so that it thaws, and then keep it out of the refrigerator for about 2 to 3 hours before you start prepping it. The first thing is that we're going to have to take out whatever's in the cavity. We're just going to take out the legs. They have put it into this. Okay, now it becomes easier. So there will be a bag of the giblets, and there's the neck, and then there's one more piece over there. Just going to check the other side too. I think we've got everything out. Yeah. So now we're just going to cut off this excess skin over here, because it's got a lot of fat on it. I like using kitchen shears for this, and we're going to keep this all for making the gravy. On the other side we have this excess skin that has been left behind. We're just going to trim it down a little bit so that we don't have too much of it around. The next important step to getting an ultra crispy skin is to pat dry the turkey and make sure that you get up all that water that may be on the skin. We want a nice crispy turkey. And we're going to put it underneath too and get up any moisture that may be on the skin. Turkey is a big bird, and so it needs a lot of time to cook, and that tends to make the meat dry up. So to keep it moist, we're going to stuff the cavity with 2 onions. We're just going to coarsely chop them just into quarters. And the lemon that we had zested earlier for the butter, we're going to just chop it down into quarters. And we're going to use half of the orange that we had zested too. This is all going to give such a lot of flavor to the bird while keeping it succulent. And we're going to make a little bouquet of herbs. I've taken rosemary, thyme and sage. Just going to tie it up together so that they just stay together and it's easier to pull them out at the end. We're going to season the cavity of the turkey with about a teaspoon of salt and about half a teaspoon of freshly cracked black pepper. We're going to start stuffing the cavity with the onion, pushing it all the way through. Some of the lemon, the orange, not forgetting our bunch of herbs, one more piece of lemon. We'll finish it off with some onion. To lock in all that deliciousness into the turkey, we're going to place the prepared butter between the skin and the meat. And for that, we're going to go in and gently loosen the skin from the meat, using our fingers to help us. This is not the prettiest thing, but it really helps. Just stir that membrane between the two, helping to release it. Making sure not to tear the skin. We're gently going to go in and ease it out. Also to loosen the skin on the legs, just a little bit, being very gentle here. We're going to take about a heaped tablespoon of the butter and we're going to put it inside under the skin. Now, using one hand to hold the skin down, we're going to use the other hand and spread the butter down and move it evenly across the breast. We're going to lift up the skin on the other side and put in the next spoonful of butter. Now, once again, we're going to hold the skin down with one hand and move the butter along the breast with the other hand. We're going to take another spoonful and put it from this side. And now, using one hand to hold the skin down, we're going to move the butter along with the other hand. This doesn't have to be perfect because the butter is going to melt with the heat in the oven and it's going to flavor the full turkey. And we're going to put a little bit of butter under the skin of the legs and we're going to press it down and spread it around. We're going to season the outside of the turkey now with just about half a teaspoon of salt. I naturally find turkey to be a little bit salty, so I like to be a little bit light on the salt. And with about half a teaspoon of freshly cracked black pepper. I melted the remaining butter and now we're going to baste the turkey with the butter. But to prevent it from burning, we're going to just drizzle in some olive oil. About a tablespoon. Let's mix it together. We're going to brush it all over so we get an even browning, and this is going to give us that crispy skin. Now the last thing that I like to do is to tie the legs together. And using a turkey string, we're going to bring them together. Just going to roll it down. And now we're going to tie a knot. Beautiful. Now that our turkey is all prepped, let's chop up some veggies to toss into our roasting pan. Just going to go in with one onion. And we're going to go in with 3 carrots. I've washed them and I'm just going to peel them. There's no need to peel them if you wash them well because we want this more for the flavor and for keeping the turkey meat succulent. We're just going to chop off the bottom and the top and then cut it into smaller bits and then halve it. All these veggies are going to give so much of flavor to the turkey. And we're going to go in with 4 celery sticks. Just putting them all together and cutting them down. And we're going to go in with 3 garlic cloves. We're just going to smash them down. That's it. Okay, we're going to toss the veggies now into the roasting pan and give them a mix. Separating the onions a little bit. Okay, beautiful. We're going to flavor it with some of the herbs and we're going to go in with 2 stalks of rosemary, a small bunch of the thyme and few leaves of sage. Just going to sprinkle that all over. And we're also going to place in the neck and this little other piece. Now you could place the turkey right on top of the veggies, but I'm going in with the rack because this helps the air to circulate around the turkey, giving you even cooking. And it also helps to remove the turkey once it's ready. Into this we're going to pour 1 cup of chicken stock. And now it's time to transfer the turkey into our prepared roasting pan. And there you go. The wingtip has already been cut of the turkey that I bought, so I'm not going to tuck it underneath. But if it's there in the one that you buy, it's better to tuck it underneath the turkey so that it does not burn while cooking. And now for the exciting part. Let's pop the turkey into the oven, which we have preheated at 425 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're going to keep the turkey in the oven for half an hour at that temperature, rotating it once during that time. After that, we're going to reduce the temperature of the oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit and allow the turkey to cook low and slow. And we're going to baste the turkey every hour between the cooking time. The general rule of thumb is to cook a turkey for 15 minutes per pound or 30 minutes per kilogram. Now this is a 6 kilo turkey, so we're going to cook it for about 3 hours. But we're not going to rely on only the time because we want the turkey to be cooked through and through. So we're going to go in with a meat thermometer. And during the last half an hour of the cooking time, we're going to check whether it's done. We're going to put it into the thickest part of the thigh and of the breast. So we're looking for about 170 at the thigh and 160 at the breast. Once we take it out, it's going to cook just a little bit more, and so we'll get that perfect temperature of 175 and 165, which means our meat will be nice and tender and not overcooked. Now during the cooking time, if you find that the turkey is browning too rapidly, what you can do is to tent it. So we're going to do that with an aluminum foil, and we're going to place it on top of the turkey. I tented the legs too because they were getting a little too brown. And now we have 1 hour left to go in the oven. Let's give it a final baste. And what I've done to baste the turkey is that I made 1/4 cup more of the butter mixture, which we had seasoned the turkey with. And to that I added 1 tablespoon of honey and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And together with the butter, it's going to give the turkey a golden glaze and a crispy skin. And now let's put it back into the oven. And there, our turkey is perfectly cooked. Okay, now we're going to cover this with an aluminum foil and allow it to rest for at least 1 hour before we carve it. Oh my goodness, look at that. And now that the turkey has rested, let's carve it and plate it. And that's how crispy the skin is. Turkey is best enjoyed with some luscious gravy and a dollop of Canberry sauce. Now before we give this a taste, I want to take a moment to wish all of you a very happy Thanksgiving. I am so grateful for all of you and your support. Now let's dig into this and give it a taste. This is so succulent. It's amazing. You've got to try this recipe. And if you want to enjoy it as much as I do, hop onto my website, platingitwithwendy.com, where you will find the full written recipe. Thanks for watching. See you soon.